Yo, football fam, it's me, Football Fakier, and I'm back with another episode in my series called Road to the World Cup. And so far, the World Cup has been amazing. I've been enjoying the fixtures. I'm a bit tired. I'm not gonna lie, staying up so late to watch majority of the matches. In some games are just a dull affair, but you can see in my eyes that I'm sleep deprived. But nevertheless, so far, thank you for all the support that I'm receiving on all platforms. I do appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So before we continue and jump into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and to share this out to all your friends and family. It really helps the channel grow. We do interact with all the people who comment. So thank you so much if you have liked, subscribe, and comment on the previous videos. If not, we do appreciate you for just watching. However, please don't be shy. It takes nothing to subscribe or the like button. We should have won. Personally, we should have won. Yo, that last 10 minutes. I think you can say the last 5 minutes before the goal, and after we scored, the 7 minutes remaining of regulation time, and the 7 minutes of added on time. I think South Africa had the opportunity to get all 3 points, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. We settled for the point, and we go on to South Korea. We face South Korea in the next match in the all-important must-win. We cannot afford to lose or draw, because then we end our title hopes or end our dreams of going to the next round. Each country, or whenever you go into a tournament, you have objectives, and I think the only objective for South Africa is to go out of the group stages and to go into the knockout phase of the tournament for the first time ever. But unfortunately, it wasn't so. And if you look at the match, I think to concede in the first 5 minutes, again, it comes down to, I just think, again, the occasion. You could see when we started in the national anthem, the Mokoena crying. I think Ronald Williams was also close to tears. And then the game kicks off, and then the first minute, Czech Republic has a chance, and then Patrick Schick doesn't get connected properly, and the warning signs are there already because we are still singing the national anthem and they're already playing. So it was a slow start, and then boom, 5 minutes into the game, we concede from a long throw-in. Sufal throws the ball to the corner. Czech Republic gathers the ball. Ocon comes with a striker. No one tracks the runner. Everyone is ball watching. Cross Mudau scored between two minds. He then decides to commit to the ball and then doesn't get to the ball. The Czech Republic players, the one player just plays the other player through. I don't know their names. And the shot on target goal for Czech Republic, 1-0 up, 5 minutes into the game. And you think it's going to be a long day. And I think for the period of, you can say 10 to 15 minutes, we were second best. I think leading up to that cooling break, the first cooling break in the first half, we then grew into the game. And I said this at halftime that we are growing into the game. Towards the end of the game, we had a chance, a half chance, I would say. The keeper fumbles, but Maseko wasn't quick enough to pounce onto the ball. And we go into the halftime trailing 1-0. We come out, change is made, and Rele comes on in place of Jaden Adams, which I think at the time I thought it wasn't the best move because Talent Mbata and Tipogo Mokoena were both on yellow cards going for the rest of the game because they received the yellow cards in the first half. So there was moments in the first half where we would be on the defense and it would be a transition play from Czech Republic, and we would be afraid to commit the tackle or even to give the foul away because Mbata and Mokoena on yellow cards. So we can't risk playing with 10 men. So we're then in trouble because we can't recover the ball, and then every time Czech Republic attacked, we look like we're going to concede. Rele comes on at halftime, and to me, the movement he gave as a national number 10, bringing a Kasi flavor, the flicks, the tricks, receiving the ball in the half turn and just rolling it through to the attackers. You could see this intent, but still we lacked in the final third. I think our decision making there wasn't the best yesterday. I think somehow there is still nerves, but it's difficult to play when you have a Czech Republic team sitting with 9 people behind the ball or 8 people behind the ball, and we are trying to find space. The space is obviously out wide. but we can't cross the ball because we're going to cross it to Ikram Reyners and Ozone Apollos, or Ikram Reyners and a Maseko with Rele there waiting for the second ball to come out. We're not going to be able to compete. Um, so they're giving us a space out wide. We go wide, but then we're forced to come back inside, and then we took shots from distance, who, in my opinion, um, didn't work. And then in the Mahopa gets introduced, he brings fight onto the field, and he brings something different. He might not be the best striker technically, but I mean, he gives you. He plays with heart, man. He's going to fight for every ball, and he's going to be a nuisance, but yet we still don't cross the ball into him, which I feel at moments we should have just put the ball into the box with Mahopa, that anything can happen. So then 18 minutes into the game, we South Africans on the front foot. Maseko does what he does best, is he goes inside, um, from the right hand side, he goes inside to the field on his left foot, takes a shot, and South Africa gets a penalty, in my opinion, deserved. Penalty, it was a penalty, and then Tebogo Mokoena steps up and slots it down. And in my opinion, we deserved the goal for the way we were playing. We were dominant in that second half. I don't think Czech Republic was anywhere near. The only threat they had was on the counter attack, because Mutiba and Mudau would push up, so it would leave us vulnerable with only Imi Ocon and Bokazi there. And basically, it was 1v1 marking, but Bokazi and Ocon stood their ground. And then I think the only time we were threatened was from set pieces, which they had chances to score. There were dangers from the corners and free kicks and even their throws. And that's the only time I would worry, is when they counter and when they get a set piece. Because for majority of the game, they were sitting back. I think I would say for 75% of the match, Czech Republic would surrender the ball to South Africa, and we just couldn't do much with it because they were sitting in a low block, sitting on their box, um, and just waiting for us to either take a shot from range or to try and dribble through them, and then we lose the ball. But South Africa scores the penalty, and then Sibele Pele comes on immediately for Maseko, and you can see that urgency from him when he got the ball a few times. He's so direct, and I mean, that's why I wanted him to start. Maseko wasn't bad, but with Sibele Pele, you're gonna get someone who's going to be direct to the byline and try and put in a cross. Um, we didn't get the moment in the game where Sibele Pele gets the ball on the edge of the box. He then dribbles, beats a few players, and the ball falls to Mudiba, who doesn't connect his shot properly. And I think if he just connects it properly, it's in the back of the net, and we could have stolen 3 points. And there was more couple of chances. I mean, I think South Africa deserved 3 points, but we'll settle for a point. Um, were the better side in the night. And if you look at the log after South Korea losing to Mexico 1-0, I just feel personally that it's do or die. And however, going into the Mexico game, we are playing without Tebogo Mokoena. He will be a massive miss for us. I think without him there, I said this before the World Cup, that who replaces him, and I think now it's time for Jaden Adams and Talentum Bata to put up their hands and say, okay, we are here to take the baton from Tebogo. If he's not there, the country can rely on us to play a big part. I think Jaden will be a big part against Mexico. The energy that he brings in midfield. Um, Being taken over at halftime yesterday, I didn't see the reasoning why. Even against Mexico, I think he didn't make any mistakes. But the coach obviously saw that we needed maybe a Mufokeng in at halftime, who should have started in my opinion. But there's just something that I witnessed yesterday, is when you had TLB, your left-sided centre back, and then you had Talent in front of him in the midfield, obviously, and then Ozuna as your left winger, and then you had Rele as your 10. And I just feel you could see that triangles forming. You could just see that Orlando Pirates triangles being formed, and you could see the chemistry between them, because when Bukazi plays maybe to Talent, you could see Oswin knows when to move and where to move. And the same with Rele, you could just see it linking up, and then evidence came in. And I don't mean anything by this when I'm saying, I'm not just singling out and I'm trying to say that Pirates are, that the national team should consist of Pirates players or whatever the case may be. I'm just making mention of just the chemistry between the players. Um, Mahopa comes on and you can see he knows how to play over Rele and Oswin. Bele comes on and you could see he knows when to move inside if Oswin has the ball, because it's going to Rele and it'll come to him. Or when the ball's with Talent, he knows he should go wide because Talent might just play to Tebogo or with Michael to Imi Ocon to Mudau and then Sipele knows, because what I mean by that is they know what the teammate would do. You know, he knows what talent strengths are. You know that talent might not be able to play diagonal pass, but talent will always maybe turn to his right, so he knows that if talent receives the ball from the left hand side, he's going to open up to the right. So Sibele knew where to be and where to receive the ball, and I think that will be key for us in against South Korea, is that chemistry between the players. I think if you look at Mbokazi and Ocon, you could see they are crossing each other's paths, but together they a unit. I mean, to me, Mbokazi was our best player, um, and Ocon wasn't far off from him. Tibogo won man of the match, obviously. Always reliable for South Africa. I think he was finished even after the game. You could see he told Hugo Bros that he's tired. But we need to minimize our mistakes we make, man. I think we give the ball away too sloppy. In transition, we struggle, and it won't be easy against South Korea. They will run for 90 minutes. I said this at the beginning of the before the World Cup in my prediction. I said that South Korea will run for 90 minutes, and we need to be able to keep up with it. But this is my post-match thoughts on the Bafana Bafana match. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's me, Football Fakir. But yeah, what do I know about football? And